Good morning everyone, this is ELD Trades and today I'll do a market update for you on Bitcoin and the world markets. So let's dive right in. Alright, first of all let's start with Bitcoin with a weekly time frame. We want to see if we are likely to have bottomed around this area or if it's going to get much uglier. So first of all let's dive into the technical analysis and see if there's any signs or any evidence of any direction. Alright, first of all, the weekly RSI is the lowest or has been the lowest it's ever been from the June low, right? Ever, right? So every time the RSI gets near this area, Bitcoin has bottomed. So that's a good start. Secondly, on the MACD, which is a measurement of positive or negative momentum, we can see that Bitcoin has made bullish divergence from this low to this low as the negative momentum has decreased. And this is exactly what happened in the 2019 bottom and the 2018 bottom. So that's another good sign. We've also very nicely jumped off the 2018 or the 2017 high as support. So we've respected that. It was good that we broke the 200 week, but recently we have really hit hard below it. This isn't surprising. The SPX and equities have also taken a hit. And as we know, or maybe you don't know, but BTC is highly correlated to the world market and especially the S&P 500. So that is to no surprise. Now what we have under us, apart from the previous indicators that I told you, is a very strong support, and if we can hold that, then we should be fine for this type of maybe long-term bottom to play out. But there is something that we have to be cautious about. We cannot forget, as I said before, that BTC follows the world markets and is actually supposed to be a high beta of the S&P 500, which means that it's a more volatile version of it. So if the S&P 500 dumps, which it has, and I'll show you after exactly what it's done, BTC is supposed to dump more, which it has. But on the other hand, when the SPX pumps, BTC should pump more, which it hasn't, which means that Bitcoin has actually been underperforming the S&P 500, and that is not a good thing. Okay, because if it's underperforming to the upside and overperforming to the downside, that is a very, very bad thing. So for me to have full confidence that this is a bottom, I would have to see the world markets and especially the S&P 500 showing much more bullish signs, and I would have to see BTC start to outperform the S&P 500 to the upside. And let me get into that, something very, very disturbing right now. The S&P 500, this is the log chart of it. This is a chart showing you all the way back from the 2000 tech bubble and the housing crisis in 2008 and until right now. What we can see is a very similar structure that BTC has now compared to the 2008 housing crisis and the tech bubble. What does this mean? Well, you've had a massive run up on the tech bubble there. You had a massive run up on 2008 and you had a massive run up since the COVID lows, right? But then we've cut the 200-day moving average. It's exactly what we did on all events. We then proceeded to run up to the 200-day moving average, which is that dark line, right? The dark line is the 200-day moving average. We've gone up to it. You've pretty much back tested it in the 2000 housing crisis. You back tested it perfectly in 2008, and now you've back tested it perfectly and rejected it right now. Another thing to notice is, you may not know what this is, so I'll briefly explain it. Every time that the S&P 500 has back tested the 200-day SMA, it has made hidden bearish divergence on the weekly time frame. This is exactly what it's done in 2000, in 2008, and also doing right now. The RSI is also at very similar levels to all those events and to all those specific times in those events. So there is a possibility that the S&P 500 starts to follow these global financial crisis events. And if it does, then we can be certain that BTC will see 15K, 10K, and maybe even lower. Because BTC has never gone through anything like this before. It's never gone through a global financial crisis. So that is something to really keep an eye on. You don't want to bet too much when the S&P 500 is looking this dire. What I would have to see is that the S&P goes up, breaks the 200-day SMA, confirms the breakthrough above it, backtested in support and absolutely deviates from these past structures. Until then, we have very, very conflicting views, and there is nothing wrong with being sidelined or playing other types of assets. Anyways, guys, this is enough for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.